Hey, Austin here. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you and bringing you 3 growth stocks. These are stocks that are trending up right now. They're hitting their 52-week highs. So these are trending stocks, growth stocks, momentum stocks, whatever name you want to put on them. These are stocks that are absolutely headed in the right direction, and I believe that these are fundamentally really good stocks that you might want to look at potentially investing in if they fit your investing profile. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video is 3 growth stocks that are trending right now, hitting 52-week highs, and they're looking really, really good for mid to long-term investments, 6 months, 12 months, depending upon how you want to buy and hold and whatever your strategy may be. That is my objective for this video. As you know, I bring you these videos because my goal is real simple. I'm building a community here, and I want to help you make more money in the stock market. That is simply my goal. So if you would consider subscribing, become part of the community. I want to create this community where we all help each other just to make more money. That's what I care about. And also drop a like on this video if you get some value out of it. I would greatly appreciate it. And then also remember that this video is for entertainment purposes only. And finally, before we roll, just a little bit about me. I'm a 30-plus year investor and been investing for 30-plus years. Yes, I'm in my 50s. Old by some standards, so to speak. I gotta laugh at myself. And so again, my goal is real simple here, is to create a community to help you make more money, and so we all support each other. That's what I care about. So let's go take a look at what I've got for you today. These are 3 growth stocks that are trending up, 52-week highs. They're crushing it and they're moving in the right direction. And this is a video that I'm going to bringing you more of these videos in the future as well. Here we go. So before I actually show you the stocks that I want to show you, I always like to start off and look at what the S&P 500 is doing and look at what basically the NASDAQ is doing from a composite overview. So the easy way to do that is by looking at the SPY ETF, because that gives us an overview of kind of what's going on with the overall market, the S&P 500. And you can see that the S&P 500 from this chart is absolutely hitting 52-week highs. This green line is our 50-day moving average. This red line is our 200-day moving average. So we are trending really nicely up in a nice trend line, if you will. So you can see that back on March 25th, we basically dropped below that 50-day moving average. That again was a kind of a down. It was kind of the valley of, so to speak, of a downward trend from the overall NASDAQ, where we had quite a few red days kind of overall. You see we kind of hit there. And then right in here was your March 5th to March 8th time frame. Again, we dropped below the 50-day moving average. In this time frame was when the NASDAQ lost over 1,000, right at about 1,000 points total. So you can see that those 2 particular events are right here. But overall, we've rebounded nicely, and now we're trading up real nicely. Okay, so that's the S&P 500. And I like to look at this kind of because this gives me an overview of kind of what is going on in the overall market. Apologize, every time I get on video, I start to get itches on my face. It just happens. It's crazy. So this gives us an overall overview of what is kind of going on again with the S&P 500. If we want to see specifically with the NASDAQ itself, again, these were kind of this was your 1,000 point right here. I showed it to you on the S&P chart, but here it is on the actual, the triple Q really does. So sorry, but you can't see it. The triple Q Invesco ETF does follow this. So right here was your 1,000 point drop. And then right in here was your about 7 to 10 day drop, where we had a lot of NASDAQ, a lot of red days, things like that. And again, so you can see we bottomed out approximately. If you look down here, you see that the dates are right down here. So approximately on the March 25th kind of time frame, we were in that right there in that bottom of it, and then it's rebounded. So the triple Q Invesco ETF, which really does track to the NASDAQ, the top companies in the NASDAQ right here, we're trending up and just peaking above our 52-week highs. Again, the green is your 50-day moving average. The red is your 200-day moving average. Again, I like to look at these and show you guys these in these videos so that you have an overall feel for where the market is heading. These really are telling us where the market is going. So I've got 3 companies as promised. These are 3 companies that are basically following the following criteria, and I'll put that graphic up on the screen for you so you can see that. Is that number 1, they're hitting their 52-week highs. Number 2, they're trading above their 50-day moving average. And number 3, they're trading above their 200-day moving average. And then there's a fourth scenario that we really don't want them, we don't want them to have dropped below that 50-day moving average anytime in the near past. I mean, they could have dropped and then bounced back up, which is fine, because then we've got that kind of that snap back up. But that's the overall criteria that I like to apply when I'm looking at these. And the point of these stocks is that these are stocks that are trending up right now. They are absolutely, growth stocks from the standpoint they're doing everything to head in the right direction. And again, I would say that they're momentum stocks as well, because momentum stock is just, again, they're heading in an upward momentum trend. Okay, so the first stock is a company, Advanced Auto Parts. Ticker symbol is AAP, currently trading at 186.22. They're down a little bit today. They're down about $1.84 today. And you can see from the chart that they did drop below their 50-day moving average back in the end of February timeframe, but from there have been trending up. And so the thing with these particular momentum stocks is that what do we want? We want higher highs and we want higher lows, right? So because when we have the higher highs, what's happening is that you've got momentum in this stock, so people are buying in, people are staying in, versus a stock that is trending down in, say, a 52-week low. If you've got a stock that's trending, the people that got in a little higher, they're looking to get out anywhere they possibly can. And even if you have a stock that's trending down, even if that stock bounces back up, people that are in it maybe bought in earlier and they bought in at a higher level. When they get a bounce back, they're going to usually be trying to sell off to recoup or minimize losses. So they're going to continue to put downward pressure on that stock, right? That's going to happen. And so the reason that I like to go the other way, obviously, is trading in a stock that's hitting a 52-week high, is that you have these higher highs, higher lows. Like, let's say the people right here, let's say people who bought in and they're maybe taking a little bit of profits here, but again, the stock continues to bounce back up because of good fundamentals, good, the overall business is good, everything is good. Oh, by the way, morale at the company itself is high, so people are doing a better job because, hey, here's what is happening. They're looking at the stock every day, right? The people that work for that company, because they probably got stock grants, things like that, they're looking at it. So morale at the companies themselves is higher when the stock is trading up at a higher higher levels. All right. So again, this first one is Advanced Auto Parts. You can see that it's trending up really nicely. It's hit its 52-week high. Its 50-day moving average is 174, so it's trading up pretty nicely, and it actually is not crossed its 200-day moving average either. So the reason I like to do this again is that this sets a baseline for how and where you can look to maybe even set a basement for selling. Like, let's say that you bought the stock and maybe the stock starts to dip down and gets close to its 50-day moving average. You can look at, hey, you know what? You might want to look at maybe having some stop loss, trailing stop loss, selling indicators. So sell that stock, before it drops below that 50-day moving average. Apologize, allergies, guys. Not quite brain firing, but you get my point, right? Okay, so those of you guys who follow me a lot, you guys know that in April I have really bad allergies. So that's the first one, Advanced Auto Parts, looking pretty good. Okay, so the second one I like because it's specifically related to the housing market. We're in a housing boom. Interest rates are at an all-time low. This one is BECN Roofing Supply. Okay, BECN. Right now trading at around $55.58, down a little bit to 65 cents today. But you can see that it's been trading above its 50-day moving average. Remember, the green line is a 50-day for quite some time, since the January timeframe dipped below just a little bit. But you've got really nice higher highs and higher lows. You can see right here. Let's see, what's the time frame here? Yep, right here, the time frame. This is actually following that last NASDAQ correction where the stock particularly dropped down and got beat up just a little bit with that NASDAQ correction, but you can see it snapped back really nicely from its lows in the 49s back up really nicely to 55 and change, and trending pretty nicely. Okay, so again, it's a 50-day moving average, 200-day. It's never even come close to its 200-day, so it's consistently, if you look at it, it's consistently been on an upward, nice, very Very, very conservative, very nice upward trend line. So this is a really nice looking long-term investment scenario if you're looking for a really nice growth stock that just continues to have nice upward momentum and a really nice trend line. Okay, so this next one is Brightview Holdings. Ticker symbol is BV. Currently trading at $18.10. It's down 26 cents today. The overall NASDAQ is down today. It's a little bit of a red day. Okay, so you can see right here, this one is a little bit more interesting. It's a little bit more volatile, and look, it's bouncing right around its 50-day moving average. I bring this one to you because I kind of wanted you to see some different ones. Like, look, it kind of really depends on what your overall investing strategy is. This one to me looks a lot less volatile, right? And a lot more consistent, just standard consistent upward trend, all right? So not a lot of movement up. It's just real consistently just kind of producing nice little gains. This one, definitely a lot more volatile. It's a lot more up and down momentum. It is bouncing around a little bit of the 50-day moving average, but you can see we're still getting our higher highs and our higher lows, and it's just every now and then it touches that little 50-day moving average. Its 50-day moving average is 1677 and it's trading at 1799, trading up. And it looks like from the overall pattern, we might be looking at maybe it might be looking to maybe move down a little bit. So it depends on overall what you want from the standpoint of, if you're looking at this one, you could really, this one's an interesting one where you could kind of get to know what the patterns are, and you could kind of buy in the low, sell in the highs, and even almost do like a swing trade here where you kind of know where that stock is channeling. Okay, so that's something you can maybe look at in this particular scenario. So that's Brightview Holdings. Again, it does fit our criteria. It's a little bit closer to the 50-day moving average than I'd really like. If you look at Advanced Auto Parts, I mean, yes, it hit right in here back in what was it, late February, but it's overall really, I mean, there's a pretty large gap between the 50-day and what the trading is now. It's 185 versus 174. That's a pretty large gap between its 50-day moving average and what the stock is trading at now versus, say, Brightview. It's separated by, a little bit over $1, right, in trading range. So, but you can, it just depends on if the stock's right. I like this stock kind of ironically because of the channeling. I kind of like it has a very straightforward channel pattern, right? And so I kind of like it from that standpoint, which is why I wanted to bring it to you. Because it depends on your overall trading strategy. So let's wrap up with a few final thoughts. So overall, you can see that you've got a little bit different picks from today's growth stocks, and if one of them, or maybe a couple of them, match your investing profile. Again, growth stocks are just stocks that just continuously have kind of really nice growth over time. I'm a long-term investor. 6, 8, 10, 12 plus months out is how I really want to look at and hold these scenarios. So hopefully one of these, maybe you got value out of it. It maybe is the right overall pick for you and maybe matches your overall investing style. So again, run these stocks through any additional technical fundamental analysis that you deem necessary and relevant, and make a buying decision or not, depending upon if it's the right fit for you. My goal is just to make you aware of these stocks so that you might go, that's a cool one and it fits my profile, and I want to it fits your objective and you want to take a look at it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next videos. Take care.